San Francisco facing sharp criticism for a sweeping reparations plan, including from a former BLM activist. The proposal would give every eligible black resident $5 million, wipe out all personal debt, guarantee a nearly six-figure income for the next 250 years, and offer homes for just $1. What's not in the plan is a way to pay for it. And San Fran officials say it is not their job to figure that out, but they seem to be on board with this whole plan anyway.
You have my 100% support and commitment to implementing, quite frankly, all 111 of these recommendations. They are all warranted.
But the plan is running into some opposition. A former Black Lives Matter activist is calling it out.
It is so unrealistic to think that the average family in San Francisco is going to be able to pay $600,000 extra apiece. It's disgusting to me that we're more focused on slavery, which ended in 1865, than we're focused on the veterans who are on the streets of San Francisco, homeless and begging for spare change in 2023. That's where they need to start sending their money.
Harold, they're moving right along in San Francisco with this plan.
Well, when I got this email from us, I must say my wife and I immediately changed our residency from New York to San Francisco, just for the record. To the, this is, I think the young man, the first part of what he said I agree with. This is unrealistic, and I'm not sure this is the way you bring the country together. I think that there was intentionality around discrimination and a subordination and subjugation of African Americans from the birth of the country. But the country has progressed, and we've moved on, and as we move on, we have to continue to find ways to lower the gaps in education and economic opportunity and other opportunity. This is the kind of thing, when you talk about an answer like this, that just antagonizes people. And I think you divide us even more. I think there are real people who may feel that this is a serious issue. Serious people believe this is a serious issue who may not share my political views, but might be willing to have a serious conversation about how we address some of the inequalities and inequities. But this is not the way to do it. But in case it is, I did change my residency.
This is near to your home city where you grew up, and it's a place that you used to love.
Yeah, this is, Harold is right. No one should be taking this seriously at all. This is hilarious. It's probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard. So why is it so ludicrous? Why did they did that on purpose? They don't want this. What they want is to divide people, to create another commotion over race. If you had an actual practical plan over this, it would be modest. It would probably include, it probably wouldn't even include payouts at all. It would be about education. Right. That's what it would be. It'd be about, okay, part of this reparations, and we got to trace it back to who had slaves, who didn't have slaves, blah, blah, blah. This is going to take forever. But if we can figure this out, you don't pay for education. You get the best education there is. That's a reparation. This is designed by people who are hiding their classism behind their racism. I mean, they're hiding their classism by a race war. So if we weren't sitting here talking about this, we'd be looking at Pelosi, we'd be looking at Newsom, we'd be looking at the crazy lady on the board. These are all, it's amazing. White leftists do worse things to blacks than the Aryan nations ever could. I mean, it is absolutely incredible how horrible these people, the big losers in this, just by bringing this up, are real estate agents. How do you make money selling homes for $1? And the big winner is U-Haul. Because even if this doesn't happen, it plants a seed in everybody's head that Frisco is a demented city that's getting more and more demented. Get the hell out of there, even though this is never going to happen.
Right. And I guess, Judge, please feel free to comment on anything you want, but if you could say, if this was challenged legally, would it be a successful challenge?
Well, I don't know if there would be a successful challenge, but, you know, I might imagine they would say maybe it's a denial of equal protection, that there were whites, you know, who maybe the Irish, when they came over, didn't have it so great, or maybe the Italians were prosecuted, you know, Sacco and Vanzetti, you want to go back. But here's the thing that's crazy about it. What they say is we're going to give you $97,000 a year for 250 years. So if I'm in San Francisco, I'm going to find a black guy and I'm going to marry him, because for sure I get $100,000 a year.
You're looking at me very closely.
I get $100,000 $5,000 a year, and my kids do too. But you see, I'm Lebanese Christian. We weren't even over here. Why should I, if I lived in San Francisco, have to pay $600,000?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the whole thing is bizarre. And then these people are even more nuts. There's one of the millionaires who wants this $5 million in reparations. He's proposing a red light district to make sure that those who came in are involved in human trafficking, that they have their own red light district. I mean, these people are from another planet. I can't even deal with them.
Jesse, what about also, we can look at this and say, obviously, this is never going to happen, et cetera, but there probably are a lot of people there who are living with some false hope that they're about to get $5 million.
They gave them false hope. The stupid white liberal with the polka dot dress is responsible, as Greg said, for this catastrophe. You're raising their expectations, and then they're humiliating themselves. If you've seen the actual footage of these hearings, they're singing, they're throwing their arms up in the air, they're doing weird things with weird clothing, and they're making absolutely no sense. It's almost like they took the most uneducated black people and brought them in front of the commission and had them just riff that they want to get paid. They're not, these aren't well thought out arguments. You can make a well thought out argument for a reparation package. You've done it with the Japanese after World War II internments. It's been done with the Jewish people after the Holocaust. Now I think it's a little too late, but I'm open to listening to an intelligent argument. And the polka dot lady is destroying any hope these people ever have of getting paid. It's based on emotional trauma, which is this new thing, and they say it's generational. So if my great-great-grandfather was a slave, then they pass the emotional trauma down generation after generation after generation, and then they're owed something. But you can take that anywhere. I mean, let's say her Lebanese great-grandfather subjugated my great-great-great-granddaughter on one of her little ships in the Mediterranean. I can keep my hand out, Janine, and I'm looking at you, Janine.
Yeah, and
I know what you did
too.
to my
I know what you
great-great-granddaughter.
did.
And see, there's trauma.
Does
Yes.
the size of the dot on the polka dot dress matter?
The bigger the dot, the dumber the girl.
Great. No, it's definitely a measure. What do you think the SF board did by creating this proposal, Jesse? What would you describe that as?
It's like shooting a zebra.
Yes. Yes.
And you can never go back.
Yeah, zebra can't change its stripes. I mean,
That's true. Or it's spots.
You know, it ought to wear polka dots.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.